Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm happy you're here today. We're gonna talk about thrifting. Recently, I hit up some of my local thrift stores and secondhand shops, and I wanted to take you along with me and just kind of show you my process for how I go about thrifting and the things I look for, the things that end up coming home with me, and then we'll share a haul at the end. So if you're interested in thrifting, or if you just want to find out more about thrifting and how you can create a really beautiful home that looks collected and it doesn't look like the shelf of Target, then let's head to the thrift store and see what we can find. Creating a home that is collected and represents your personal style is something that so many homemakers are interested in, which for me is where thrifting and shopping secondhand plays a big role in my ability to style my home. Some of the areas in the thrift store which tend to produce the best finds for me are the art and floral section. These tend to be items that are often restocked because as people change the style in their homes, I think art and floral decor tend to change with them. That means you can find so many different options secondhand to create your own personal style. Lamps are a great way to change up the look of your home, and lamp lighting is so important when it comes to creating a layered lighting situation for a cozy home. All of the lamps in my home were purchased while thrifting, and floor lamps specifically are always something I search for. The furniture section at the thrift store always seems to have a wide variety of styles and options that can really help make your home feel personal and fit your style. 95% of the furniture in my home is sourced from thrift stores and from Facebook Marketplace, which has really helped me make my home feel unique and curated without the large price tag. Often thrift stores will have sale days or discounted pricing based on the season. Goodwill always has a color of the week that you can save 50% off of the tagged price, and this is a really great way to save money on those big ticket items. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of blue trending in design, and especially in stores like Pottery Barn and other retail spaces. So it's always nice to have an idea of the color that you want to use when you're decorating before you head into the thrift store. I think these beautiful blue ice cream cups would make an adorable setting for a summer party and would look elegant to bring a pop of color to a china hutch. As we approach spring and summer, these classic blue and white pieces would really help to elevate a tablescape and bring a pop of summer flair into your home. When you're thrifting, there are a lot of items to sift through. So often I'll make a day of it and really take my time to find the items that would make the biggest impact in my space. Layered lighting is something I mentioned earlier, but it's a great way to create lighting zones in your home for a welcoming, cozy feel. And unique textiles like pillows, throw blankets, and quilts can all help to create that personal style which represents you and creates a home that is unique and collected. Okay, so we're back and I am so excited to share with you a few of the items that I decided to take home with me. Now, you guys, when I go thrifting, I kind of have a running list always in the back of my mind because I'm pretty set on the things that I need in my home. And so this time around, I was looking for items that brought in that sort of warm, cozy winter feel. I was looking for wovens, I was looking for neutrals. But I also was looking ahead and I wanted to think a little bit about spring. So I was looking for either houseplants or florals, something that would help me sort of refresh and revamp my space as we approach spring. So I have a great haul I'm excited to share with you. And you guys, leave me a comment below if you would like to get a video dedicated just to thrifting tips, because I know I threw in a few while we were shopping in store, but I've got so many ideas that I'd love to share with you. I just don't want to make a video if that's not something that you would like to hear about. So leave me a comment below, let me know if that's something you're interested in, and let's get started with the haul. So a lot of you guys follow me on Instagram, and you may have already seen that I found the most beautiful wreath at Goodwill. Now, when I purchased this, it was $4.98. I thought this was really a beautiful piece that was great for the winter. It was nice and neutral and it brought in a lot of texture. Now I really love the texture on these, I guess, barley or wheat. I'm not exactly sure what the floral is, but it definitely has a real feel touch. So for $4.98, I decided that I wanted to place this on my sliding door. I have a 9-panel window door that leads us into the laundry room, and I love how it looks on the door. It brings in a lot of texture and a lot of softness, but it's also keeping well with that neutral winter theme that I wanted to sort of play off of for the winter season. So talking about bringing in texture and cozy tones, I found a great lamp. Now, this one is a really beautiful woven lamp. It's got the woven shade as well. I love this brown color. I think this will go great for the summer. I love the idea of bringing in dark wovens for the summer. I think they play really nicely in that Caribbean vibe and almost that tropical look, but I'm going to be working this in somehow in my home, even for the winter season. I'm not exactly sure where it's gonna go, but I purchased this for $6.98, and originally, I was thinking that I just wanted the shade. I love some of the woven shades that I've seen at Lamps Plus and some of the online retailers. They have this really beautiful brown coloring, but the more I looked at this base, the more it grew on me. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping the wovens together. I may end up replacing the base with more of a rounded, maybe ceramic white, something that will brighten it up. You guys will have to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. Should I separate this and make 2 lamps out of this and be on the hunt for a better base, or do you like it just as is? Now, it just so happens that there was a lot of items that kind of caught my eye that really brought my mind to spring and summer, and this little handbag was one of them. I thought that the woven texture was really adorable. I love this sort of open weave. I think this breathable look is light and airy, and it works well for spring and definitely for summer. This actually looks like a bag that I might bring to the beach. This one was $3.98, and I really did also love this. I think it's faux leather. I don't think this leather is real, but I loved the texturing on this handle as well. I thought this was super pretty. So not a bad find for $3.98. Now, I think I'm going to be bringing back my peg shelf. You guys can see back here to the side of the room, I've got that beautiful winter watercolor, and I'm going to be keeping that up for just probably a few more weeks until I'm ready to transition into maybe a Valentine's look or even an early spring decor. But when that spring decor, and especially when the summer decor comes out, I think I'm gonna bring back my peg shelf. So some of you guys are new and you may not know that I used to have a really pretty white scalloped edge peg shelf, and I love decorating it. It's so much fun to be able to hang things from the pegs and decorate the top. But I think this would be absolutely stunning hanging from one of the pegs with maybe some beautiful greenery hanging out or a really pretty colored floral. That would be a great accent for the pegs. So that's what I'm planning, unless I find a better use for it. But for $3.98, it actually wouldn't make a bad handbag either. So just a minute ago, we were talking about adding in some greenery into that really cute handbag. And I saw recently Target in their spring line, they came out with some of the most beautiful green houseplants, and I really love the idea of bringing in some of that greenery even late in the winter before spring arrives, just to sort of liven up the house and bring in that fresh feel. And so I came across this at Goodwill, and I thought this was a really beautiful way to bring in some of those natural vibes. This one was $2.98. Now this originally was purchased at IKEA, I can tell from the tag. I thought these beautiful greenery leaves were so pretty and so perfect to bring in just a touch of life for the winter season and into spring. And I think it would be really cute to pop into something like this, to be able to hang from a shelf, a peg shelf, just to sort of enhance that summer vibe. So I'm really looking forward to pairing these two together. But I also found a really beautiful vessel that I think I may end up trying to use as well. So on Target's website, they have this really beautiful terracotta vase. It's a single handle vase. It almost looks like a jug, and it has that really classic terracotta look to it. And so I think that's maybe going to be a trending look, a trending color. And so when I came across this at Goodwill, I thought this was a really good find. This one was $4.98, and I loved that it had that texture already in. Now I'm not exactly sure about the color. I may end up toning it down a little bit because to my eye, it looks a little bit pink, so I'm not really in love with that. I'm gonna let it grow on me a little bit and see what I think, but I thought this was a really beautiful dupe for some of the stuff that I'm seeing online in the new spring lines. And so this one actually would even look good to have this little pot popped inside and maybe on a shelf for some fullness in your shelf styling. I think this would be a really great way to accent even a mantle. I'm thinking I may end up putting this over on my 9 drawer in front of that mirror. Now, speaking of the new spring line at Target, I watch 2 YouTubers that I love to see. I don't know if you guys know who Katie Vining is, but she does a lot of shop with me's, and Target is one of the places where she will go through all of the items in store. And I saw her show this really beautiful gold bowl, and I will pop a picture here on the screen for you to see what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it yet. But her and also another YouTuber that I watch faithfully, Cass and Home, both said that this item it felt a little bit flimsy for the price. It didn't feel like it had the weight that it should. Although it was very pretty, I didn't want to spend my money on it. And I thought it was a little bit too large because I was thinking I may want to put it on my coffee table, but my husband made my coffee table and it's a little smaller than a standard. And so some of those bigger bowls kind of take up too much space. And so when I was thrifting, I was in the kitchen section and I came across this. Now, hear me out. I think this makes tortilla bowls. I think that's what it's for. But I plan to use this for a DIY and spray paint this either with a copper spray paint. I know they have a really great spray paint line in the Krylon brand that has like that hammered metallic texture. So I think I may try to recreate the one from the Target website using this. It does have the same lines and the same structure, but this one was only $2.98. And honestly, it's a little bit smaller, so I think it'll work better on my coffee table as well. I have a love-hate relationship with Target. Target sells a lot of things that I really, really enjoy using, but sometimes the prices are just a little bit too high. And so anytime I can find items at Goodwill or other thrift shops in my area that actually have that Target line, especially the Hearth and Hand line, I snag them up. And I came across this, I wanna say this was last year's item from Hearth and Hand, and I came across this one was $2.98 at Goodwill. I think this would be so cute in my china hutch. I love to sort of layer my ceramics, and so this one might look cute in front of like that big white pitcher. If you follow me for a while, you know I have this really beautiful white ironstone pitcher, so I think this would be a pretty contrast to set in front of that. But even by itself with just a single bud inside, I think that would be really pretty. So for $2.98, I know I'll find a place for it. I could not bring myself to spend the full price last year when it was new, but I am happy to find it at Goodwill. Now, something that I like to try to do as we move from spring into summer is move away from that saturated, heavy, romantic look and sort of move into a little bit more of a easy, clean, fresh, and light feel for the summer. And one of the ways I really like to try to do that is by using glass, especially when it comes to vessels for my florals. And so I picked up this glass vessel. It's just a small vase. This would look great with some faux stems inside. I liked this curved look of it, and I also liked the fact that it had a little bit of a smaller mouth, and so you don't have to buy so many stems in order to make a full arrangement. This one was $1.98, and I think this would be really pretty with any sort of shelf styling. You could use this in the kitchen, on your mantle. This thing could go anywhere. But I do have a tip for you. If you are going to use a glass vessel with faux stems, still fill it up with water. It gives a little bit more of a natural look and makes it look a little bit more realistic. So I'm excited to see how I'll be working in this find into my spring to summer decorating. So I do know a lot of you guys follow me on Instagram, so you may already have seen this, but I came across the most beautiful canister set at Goodwill. The large one was $4.98, and it did have a medium matching canister for $2.98. And then it even had this little baby one. So I thought these were really sweet. They had a little bit of scuffing on them, but you know, you just turn that around. This little one was $1.98, and I did end up styling this one over in my coffee bar, well, in my microwave area. And I love the way it turned out. It brought in a lot of that rich, warm texture and tone. This hammered detail is just so pretty, and I love the touches of black because I do use a lot of black accents in the winter, so I thought this was a really great find. Now before I go, I want to show you, this is not a thrift store find, but I had talked in a previous video about how I thought green was going to be a trending color this year. And so I found these pillow covers on Amazon, and I thought they were really pretty for the spring season. And I will link them below if it's something that you're interested in decorating with. But lately I've been trying to get pillow covers instead of buying pillows because holy moly, pillows are expensive, but also they're really hard to store and they take up so much space. So definitely it is easier to go with a really pretty pillow cover. And if you're on the lookout for something like this that's got a really pretty sort of saturated print and this really deep green color, I will link this below. So guys, that's it. I had so much fun shopping with you today and sharing some of my best finds of the week. Hopefully you got some inspiration and some ideas on how you can find some great items at the thrift store to make your home a collected and curated space. Leave me a comment below and let me know what was your favorite one, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, check out this video right here. It's a really good one.